I had always had an underlying faith that there was a God, but I wasn't real comfortable in what I call the organized religion. I just didn't fit in. I'm a construction superintendent, and we had a big pour coming up. Job was under a very tight schedule, tough schedule to meet, tough job to do, and it had radiant heat piping in the floor. It was an extremely big deal. If I made the pour and covered this hole up and had to come back and find it later, it could have cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. We checked it 100 ways from Sunday, and we just couldn't find the leak in this radiant heat piping. So I was there till maybe 11, 12 o'clock the night before, went home, couldn't sleep. So when I got up early that next morning, and I came in and again found out that the pressure gauges had fallen off, and so I repressurized the system, and I started looking through the piping for the leak. This area was probably 100 foot long, 50 foot wide, and I probably had 4,000 linear foot of this pipe to try to find a pinhole that only lost probably 20 pounds of pressure over 12 hours. So what I was looking for was next to nothing. It was really a needle in a haystack. I looked for it for about a little over an hour, and you know, my stress level at that time was peaked out, and I had pretty much just had given up. And for a guy like me, that just doesn't happen. You know, I'm always the one with the answer. I'm going to make it right. That's part of who I am. I'm fiercely independent. I found myself in the dark, and I just started to pray that, you know, God, show me the way. Help me find this. And in the dark, I barely heard a little whisper kind of in the corner of my ear, and at first I didn't really believe it. So I asked this guy to come over and see if he heard it. Anyway, he'd walk to me, and as he was walking to me, it went silent. And I knew that I had found the leak, and I knew that God had answered me, and He had told me, Pete, here it is. It's going to be okay. It was pretty amazing. I knew that day that it wasn't just by chance, and it wasn't something that I could explain logically, and that's the way that my brain works. But I knew that I had gotten to that point, and it was something that I truly, when I prayed to God, I truly meant the prayer. You know, and it wasn't just, hey, help me find this. It was, hey, help me. And when He answered me, it didn't have really anything to do with the pipe or the leak or the money or the job. It was about Him showing me that day that He cared. And He answered me. Has a calendar in our bathroom. And the quote for that day, was Jeremiah 33:3, and it said, "Call to me, and I will answer you, and show you a great and mighty things which you do not know." I don't know many scriptures, but I know that one. That was December 10th of this year, my birthday, my 36th birthday, and I called to Him, and He answered me.